Hey, how's it going? I hope everybody's having a great day out there. I realized I should have recorded this one yesterday right after the Super Bowl, but as many of you may have figured out, I'm a hardcore Kansas City Chiefs fan, and they really let me down bad. But one thing that didn't let me down too bad was creepy Sleepy Joe getting booed before his crummy announcement and somewhat during it.
Super Bowl 55, and now a special message from the President and First Lady of the United States. Super Bowl Sunday.
Before kickoff, we wanted to thank all the frontline healthcare heroes, both at the game and watching across the country. You put yourself at risk to keep the rest of us safe. You and your families carried us through this year with courage, compassion, and kindness.
So he gave his put on your masks and social distance speech, and the crowd booed him a little bit. And then his wife, Dr. Jill, she spoke a little bit, and not really sure why they call her Dr. Jill. I think Dr. Pepper and Dr. Dre both have a lot more credentials than she does to be a doctor. So it kind of galls me that they call her a doctor. She has a very hard doctoring job of being Joe's handler, and so hats off to her for that. Now, as I knew it probably would be, the Super Bowl was super woke. And but the one thing that I will say that I kind of enjoyed was the singing of Lift Every Voice by Alicia Keys. And if you got a musical bone in your body, you just got to hand it to her. She did a great job on that song. A beautiful song. And so that was kind of cool. And I don't really have a problem with singing Lift Every Voice. I know a lot of people do. But it's just a political thing. They also sang America the Beautiful, and I don't think they sang either of these songs to replace the national anthem necessarily. And of course, they did perform the national anthem, and so I was perfectly happy about that. And Lift After Every Voice was actually sang quite a long time before kickoff. Of course, every commercial, every break, and every chance that they got a chance to talk about it, it was nothing but social justice warrior stuff, and I have to admit it did leave me feeling pretty sad about having to be white. I felt pretty left out, and I'll tell you what, in truth, it does give you some idea of what it must have felt like to be black when I was growing up back in the 70s, because being left out or kind of being marginalized, it doesn't feel good. And that's what's happening to white people right now, to be honest with you. I felt like that it was just an attempt to make sure that there was nothing white about it. Not that I care about that so much. It's not a matter of whether there's a bunch of white people being featured or anything like that. The NFL is pretty much a black league, to be honest about it. There are a few white folk, hey, Travis Kelce, but for the most part, black people rule the NFL and the NBA. And no problems with that whatsoever. I mean, the best athletes should be on the field, and I still think Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Tom Brady, although congratulations to him. Well, that was another thing that kind of came out in the aftermath of the Super Bowl was there was a lot of these woke reporters and people saying that Tom Brady should not have won the Super Bowl during Black History Month. Are you kidding me? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And they asked him questions that kind of had to be very uncomfortable for him, and I think that he handled it about as best as you could expect him to. He just kind of sat there and is like, man, what am I supposed to say to this? Because no matter which way you go, you lose. But the fact of the matter is, Tom Brady is paid to win football games. He's paid to go out there and leave nothing on the field, and he did not. At a very advanced age that he is, probably 42, 43 years old, he went out there and he did a fantastic job of quarterbacking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the Super Bowl. And so that's unfortunate for my Chiefs, but hey, that's the way it goes. Something else I noticed during the Super Bowl was the Chiefs seemed to be socially distancing. Someone must have told them that there was a coronavirus in the end zone, because they certainly socially distanced themselves from that end zone and never even got close. They were much farther than 6 feet at all times from the end zone. And so I guess we got to say congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, as they did do an outstanding job. I'm not going to make a bunch of excuses for the Chiefs. They just did not show up. And so that's what I have to say about the super woke Super Bowl. Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, and all of the social justice warrior stuff that we got to see. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you in a while.